What happens when a WNBA star cares more about runway walks than running plays? Angel Reese just found out the hard way, and the backlash has been absolutely brutal. While she's been busy perfecting her influencer poses and complaining about salaries, Caitlin Clark has been quietly dominating the league despite battling through injuries this 2025 season. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. And now even WNBA legends are calling out Reese for her misplaced priorities. Before we dive into this shocking drama, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more insider WNBA content. Trust me, what Sue Bird just said about Angel Reese will leave you speechless. The latest controversy started when Angel Reese decided to strut down the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway in early 2025, calling herself the Bayou Barbie and acting like she just won another championship. Except, here's the problem. She hasn't won anything significant since college. Her Chicago Sky finished with one of the worst records last season. She mysteriously sat out the final games with a questionable wrist injury. And now in 2025, she's spending more time on podcasts than in practice facilities. Fans immediately noticed something was off. Her social media feed looks like a fashion magazine, not a professional athlete's training updates. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who's been dealing with a legitimate ankle injury that's kept her sidelined for several games this January, has still been spotted at the Indiana Fever facility doing modified workouts and studying film with coaches. But that wasn't even the most shocking part. What really set people off was when Reese posted a TikTok literally showing her waxing appointment outline. Yes, you heard that right. And then had the audacity to complain about being sexualized by fans. The hypocrisy was so blatant that even her own supporters started questioning what game she's really playing. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. You can't post thirst traps on Monday and cry victim on Tuesday. The disconnect between her actions and her words has become impossible to ignore. What happened next would shock everyone in the basketball world. Sue Bird, the four-time WNBA champion and arguably the most respected voice in women's basketball, decided she'd seen enough. Without naming Reese directly, though everyone knew exactly who she meant, Bird delivered a masterclass in subtle destruction during a recent ESPN interview. Her message was crystal clear. Keep basketball the main thing because that's your vehicle to everything else. She even brought up LeBron James, pointing out how despite all his business ventures and media obligations, you never see him miss a workout or lose focus on his craft. The subtext was devastating. While some players are building empires on solid foundations, others are trying to build castles on sand. The timing of Bird's comments wasn't coincidental either. Just days before, Angel Reese had gone on her podcast. Yes, she started a podcast as a second-year player, complaining about WNBA salaries while simultaneously showing off designer bags worth more than most people's monthly rent. She talked about how hard it is to make ends meet on a WNBA salary, then posted Instagram stories from a luxury vacation in Turks and Caicos. The optics were terrible, and veterans around the league were not having it. One anonymous player told reporters, "We fought for years to get respect and better pay. Now we have rookies acting like influencers first and athletes second, undermining everything we've built." Meanwhile, the contrast with Caitlin Clark becomes more striking every single day. Despite missing time with her ankle injury this January 2025, Clark has been relentless in her recovery process. Team insiders report she's been first in, last out at the facility, working with trainers on maintaining her conditioning and studying opponent tendencies for when she returns. Her Instagram? Nothing but team content and basketball workouts. No fashion shows, no complaints, no drama. Just pure dedication to the game that made her a household name. Even while injured, she's been on the bench for every home game, actively coaching up younger players and staying engaged with the team's strategy. But here's where things get really interesting. Shaquille O'Neal, who's been a mentor figure to Angel Reese since her LSU days, recently dropped some truth bombs that had to sting. During a TNT broadcast, Shaq compared Reese's trajectory to players who had all the flash but couldn't sustain success because they lost focus on fundamentals. He specifically mentioned how talent without work ethic equals forgotten names in basketball history. Coming from someone who built a legitimate empire after dominating on the court for years, that message hit different. Shaq essentially told her to look in the mirror and ask herself what legacy she's really building. The numbers don't lie either. Angel Reese's shooting percentage dropped significantly toward the end of last season, and her off-season training videos look more like music video shoots than serious workout sessions. Compare that to leaked footage of Caitlin Clark's rehab sessions. She's drenched in sweat, working through grueling exercises with trainers pushing her to maintain elite conditioning despite her injury. One video showed Clark doing modified shooting drills on one leg, hitting shot after shot while balancing on her good ankle. That's the difference between someone hungry for greatness and someone hungry for attention. What really exposed the situation was when Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports went absolutely nuclear on Reese during a recent podcast. He didn't hold back, calling her behavior classless and questioning whether she even wants to be a basketball player anymore. His exact words were, "You're a rookie who had a mediocre season. Your team was trash, you bailed on them with a sketchy injury, and now you're everywhere except the gym. Make it make sense." The clip went viral with millions of views, and the comment sections were brutal. Even casual fans started noticing the pattern. All talk, no walk. The situation got even more awkward when Teresa Weatherspoon, Reese's former coach who got fired after just one season, subtly liked several posts criticizing players who prioritize fame over fundamentals. While she never mentioned Reese by name, the timing was suspicious. Multiple sources close to the Chicago Sky revealed there was tension all season about Reese's commitment level and her influence on younger players. One source claimed Weatherspoon was frustrated by constant tardiness to practice and Reese showing up to team meetings distracted by her phone, managing her social media presence instead of focusing on game plans. But that's not even the most damaging part. Recent reports from 2025 training camps show that Reese has been struggling with basic conditioning drills that other players breeze through. While Caitlin Clark, even with her ankle issue, has maintained elite fitness levels through alternative training methods, Reese reportedly requested multiple breaks during a simple 3-on-3 scrimmage in early January. Teammates were shocked, with one anonymously telling reporters, "We're professional athletes, this is embarrassing." The financial implications are starting to hit too. Several major brands that were initially interested in partnering with Reese have reportedly cooled on deals after seeing the negative fan reaction to her priorities. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark just signed another massive endorsement deal with a Fortune 500 company, specifically citing her work ethic and dedication as reasons for the partnership. Marketing executives are noticing what fans have been saying all along. Authenticity sells. And right now, only one of these players feels authentic. What's really fascinating is how other WNBA players are responding. A'ja Wilson, the league MVP, recently posted a cryptic message about how real ones move in silence while others make noise. Diana Taurasi, never one to mince words, straight up said in an interview that some younger players need to understand they haven't earned anything yet. The message from established stars is unanimous: respect the game that gave you the platform, or the game will humble you real quick. The most telling moment came during a recent team practice video that leaked from the Chicago Sky facility. While teammates were running drills, Reese could be seen in the background taking selfies with her personal photographer. Yes, she apparently brings a photographer to practice now. The optics were so bad that the team's social media manager reportedly had to delete several clips that accidentally captured these moments. Compare that to Indiana Fever practice footage where injured Caitlin Clark is still participating in what whatever capacity she can, helping coaches demonstrate plays and mentoring younger guards despite being unable to play full contact. Here's what nobody's talking about, though. Sources close to the Chicago Sky organization claim there's serious concern about Reese's influence on their 2025 draft pick. The team invested heavily in young talent, hoping to build around Reese, but now they're worried about the culture being established. One front office member allegedly said, "We need players who want to win championships, not Instagram followers." That's a devastating indictment of someone who's supposed to be a franchise cornerstone. The statistical comparison makes things even worse for Reese. While she's been posting fashion content and podcast episodes, Caitlin Clark's limited 2025 games before her injury showed improvement in literally every statistical category from her rookie season. Her assist-to-turnover ratio was elite, her shooting percentage increased, and she was leading the league in several advanced metrics before getting hurt. Reese? Her preseason numbers were concerning enough that Chicago Sky coaches were already discussing reduced minutes before the regular season even started. What really sealed the deal was when Pat McAfee, who rarely comments on WNBA drama, absolutely destroyed Reese on his show. He pointed out the obvious. You're complaining about money while flaunting wealth, crying about respect while disrespecting the game, and demanding attention while avoiding accountability. His rant went mega viral, with even non-basketball fans starting to see through the facade. The comment that stung the most? Michael Jordan didn't become a billionaire by skipping practice to do photo shoots. The league itself is starting to take notice. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert recently emphasized in a press conference that the WNBA's growth depends on players who prioritize basketball excellence. While she didn't name anyone specifically, she mentioned concerns about distractions affecting young players' development. Behind closed doors, league officials are reportedly worried that Reese's approach could damage the progress they've made in establishing the WNBA as a serious professional sports league. Even more damaging are the whispers from international scouts. Several European teams that typically recruit WNBA players for overseas seasons have allegedly removed Reese from their target lists, citing concerns about her professionalism and conditioning. Meanwhile, despite her current injury, Caitlin Clark has received multiple lucrative offers from top European clubs eager to sign her whenever she's healthy. The message from the global basketball community is clear. They want ballers, not influencers. The situation reached a breaking point when Charles Barkley, during Inside the NBA, delivered perhaps the most brutal assessment yet. He said Reese reminds him of players from his era who confused potential with accomplishment, talent with achievement. His exact words were, "You ain't done nothing yet, and you're acting like you're already in the Hall of Fame. That's not how this works." When Chuck, who's usually supportive of young players, comes at you like that, you know you've lost the room. What's happening now in 2025 is a complete shift in narrative. Caitlin Clark, despite being injured, has become the sympathetic figure who represents everything right about professional sports: dedication, humility, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Angel Reese has become the cautionary tale of what happens when you believe your own hype before earning it. The court of public opinion has rendered its verdict, and it's not looking good for the Bayou Barbie. The real question is whether Angel Reese will wake up before it's too late. History is littered with talented players who lost their way chasing fame instead of greatness. Right now, she's speed-running toward becoming another forgotten what-if story. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is building a legacy that will last long after the cameras stop rolling. One's playing checkers with her career, the other's playing chess, and we all know how this game ends. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Drop a comment below. Do you think Angel Reese can turn things around, or has she already blown her chance at greatness? And don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive WNBA content. Trust me, the drama is just getting started this 2025 season.